Hi, my name is Brenda Torres, and today I am talking about the Rathphostos toco. The Rathphostos toco is the genus of the toco toucan, which is the common name for this particular bird. It is a brightly colored bird that can be found within the Amazon rainforest. Collectively, there are 8 species within the toucan genus that vary in size and color. The Toco toucan is the largest of all the toucans within the Ramphastos genus. Toco toucans are common toucans covered in feathers throughout their body with the exception of their enlarged bills, feet, and around their eyes. Their feathers consist of a black body, white and orange lined throat and chest. Their enlarged bills are brightly yellow, red, orange with a black tip. And Toco toucans have blue skin around their eyes that peer through their plumage. And the difference between male and female tocos is that they differ in size just because they are very similar in color. Tocos range from 1 point, from 1 pound to 1.9 pounds in weight and 21 to 24 inches in length. A male's bill can be 6.54 to 9.02 inches, while a female's bill is slightly smaller at 5.67 through 7.95 inches in length. Toco toucans are omnivores, but their diet mainly consists of fruit such as figs, oranges, and guavas. Um, because their bills are serrated, this does allow the bird to peel fruits before consumption. The bill also allows them to crack open eggs from different parrots in the forest. They are very well known to eat the hyacinth parrot egg. So that is something that contributes to the declining population for that hyacinth parrot. But aside from from eggs from other birds, the toco will also eat insects and small reptiles. The bird will either feed from a tree canopy or from the ground. Its natural environment, in its natural environment, a toco will spend most of its days atop of the rainforest within the canopies of the trees. They can be found throughout Central and South America, all the way to the Amazon River basin. While these birds do not migrate, they are known to search for fruits in pairs or flocks up to 22 birds. They move in a single file while they search for a new area to forage within the rainforest. A rainforest has a frequent rainfall ranging from 200 to 1,000 centimeters or 80 to 400 inches a year. Due to human intervention, toucans are at risk of losing their home. Sections of the rainforest are cut down for roads, farms, and new buildings. Humans also capture toucans for the pet trade or are used as trophies. If not for humans, toucans will need to be careful for jaguars, eagles, hawks, or other birds of prey, and the boa constrictor as well. Luckily, the toucan doesn't have too many species to compete with for fruits or forest, but the orangutan is a big competitor for, they share very similar diet. The Toco toucan is actually a monogamous bird. They are known to mate during the spring season, beginning at the age of 2 years old. Males will collect fruit to throw at females during the mating ritual. And if he is lucky, he will throw the right fruit at a female companion and she will accept it. So once he has successfully courted the female, he will proceed to have sexual intercourse with the female. A female will lay between 2 and 4 eggs at a time once she has mated with the male. The male and female will take turns caring for the eggs during the incubation period. And the incubation period is anywhere from 18 to 20 days. and fledging, which is pretty much like when the new birds are ready to leave the nest. That is anywhere between 6 to 7 weeks, which is when the parents will also be taking turns to take care of their new babies. The Toko toucan is considered least concern on the endangered species list as well. And that is my quick presentation on the Toko toucan, and thank you for your time.
Hi, so I am doing my report on the jaguar. My name is Mia Perez. So the large jaguar, which is also part of the cat species, is also a member of the genus Panthera orca. The jaguar typically has a lifespan ranging from 12 to 15 years. They live in different habitats such as arid scrubland, thick tropical forests, swamps, coastal mangroves, lowland rivers, valleys, grasslands, mixed forests. Some physical characteristics of a jaguar includes their large round heads. They also are known for spotted yellow coats as well as their brownish yellow fur color. And they also have shorter limbs yet have larger paws. When standing, they can reach up to a length of 1.85 centimeters or 6'1" when standing. As for their weight, they are the biggest cat in America and the third largest in the world. They weigh around 158 kilograms or 348 pounds. So for their habitat, they are typically found in tropical lowlands, preferably close to water such as rivers and inland wetlands. Uh, they tend to gravitate towards it since they are known to be near water. They are also known to be good swimmers. Jaguars enjoy being in control as well as their independence. They are found from southwest United States to grasslands of Argentina. They can be found in 19 countries such as Argentina, Belize, Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, French Guiana, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, the United States, as well as Venezuela. They typically live in rainforests that are seasonally flooded forests, grasslands, woodlands, and dry forests throughout their range. They, for their climate, they tend to be towards humid and warm areas. They also exist in drier climates such as deserts, but not as many jaguars live in these types of environments. They will often climb a tree and strike their prey from above. Jaguars prey on 85 species, such as the pecaries, capybaras, pecas, agoutis, deer, opossums, rabbits, armadillos, caimans, turtles, livestock, as well as various other reptiles, birds, and fish species. Humans are the only threats that jaguars face. Humans cause killings as well as um, they cause killings to severe or which cause severe habitat loss as well as deforestation. There are also no other species that compete against jaguars for food or land other than humans. So the females breed every 2 years. Most of their births occur in wet seasons. There are not too many differences between male and female other than the size of them. Males typically weigh more, but the weight of them also depends on the different regions as well. Jaguars, uh, jaguars are independent species. They tend to mark their territory and only meet when other jaguars want to mate. The male and female do not remain together in order to avoid the risk of infanticide, which is the killing of an animal under a year of birth. and they typically produce 1 to 4 offsprings. They mostly hunt and live alone. So the female breeds every 2 years, and most of the births occur in wet seasons.
Hi, so today I'm going to be talking about the brown-throated three-toed sloth. This animal is known as the Bradypus variegatus. It typically lives longer in captivity than it does in the wild. Usually in the wild, it's about 20 to 30 years that it'll live, whereas in captivity, we have them living up to 40 years. Both males and females have similar physical features, such as small eyes, a short snout, long legs, stubby tail. But once females and males reach maturity, that's when you will be able to distinguish them more easily, since males will typically have a yellow or orange patch on their fur, while females do not. The habitat of the sloth is in the canopies of the Amazon rainforest, which expands through South America. They are typically solitary animals for the most part, unless they are unless they are mating or going through motherhood. Typically, the sloths will be by themselves. They live by themselves, perform everything by themselves, eat by themselves, and all that for the majority of their time. They are herbivores, so they eat on leaves, twigs, and fruits in the Amazon. Their natural predators will be jaguars, ocelots, and the harpy eagles. They are also vulnerable to many different things such as deforestation, land degradation and fragmentation, and illegal poaching. Their mating ritual. So typically, females will go into heat each month for about 8 to 10 days. During this period, they are known to scream a lot throughout the day as a way to attract a male. Most males would either fight for a female's attention if it comes down to it. If not, if a male is lucky enough, he will be able to find a female that is by herself and will stay with her for several days. They will mate for several days to ensure that the female has been impregnated. And during that period, the male will fight off other males that try to get with the female at this period too. Gestation is usually about 11 months. One female will have one offspring at a time. It's extremely rare and has not been seen very often that a sloth will give birth to twins. Respectively, the mothers will stay with their child for about a year. Then after that, they will go their separate ways. The child will have to go to a different area of the forest where then they will grow into maturity for a couple years. And then after that, they will be able to reproduce on their own. But chances are they will not come back to the original territory that they were born into. There are multiple interactions that they have with other species in the Amazon. Most directly are with like jaguars, which are their primary predators. Jaguars pose an immense threat to the sloth community because they are capable of going into the trees and climbing up to reach for the slow moving animals, therefore making them easily targeted by jaguars. Um, in comparison to a chimpanzee or a squirrel, where they are more of a competitor than a predator, since these sloths typically reside in the trees for shelter and as a source of where they get their food. They compete with these other animals for the space in the forest. As a result, there is tension because since they are a solitary animal, they do not have the group effort, such as the monkeys or the chimpanzees, to push them out. Where chimpanzees and squirrels work together in groups, they have communities, they can easily get a sloth out of their territory and make it so that it's harder for the sloth to have shelter or be closer to the resources that it needs to survive. They indirectly interact with toucans, where toucans are known to be animals that disperse seeds throughout the Amazon. Without that, many of the trees in which the sloths reside in would be impacted if toucans were to be pushed out of these areas. As a result, the sloths do need the toucans in the area because they do play a vital role in uplifting areas that may be going through fragmentation or deforestation and help disperse those seeds to ensure that future trees can survive in those areas. Lastly, humans pose a tremendous risk to their population. Makes it so that they are more vulnerable to attacks because if the trees aren't there, then they don't have the protection. Therefore, they're either exposed to predators or exposed to cars and humans because they're outside of their natural environment. It's also another issue that humans like to poach these animals and then sell them to the illegal pet trades or selfie trades, as they like to call them, where tourists can take pictures of these animals, which ends up causing tremendous stress on them. And usually, when they are in captivity like that, they end up dying pretty quickly. In most cases, these animals are dying within 6 months of being in captivity just because of the high levels of stress that they experience. So, humans do pose a risk to their population, although they're not endangered. They do face harder hardships because of the activities that are happening because of humans in the Amazon forest. So thank you for listening to my presentation on the sloth.
Hi, my name is Tracy, and for the Biomes project, my group chose the tropical rainforest, and for my animal, I chose the chimpanzees. For chimpanzees, they're a part of the genus Pan, which is the common chimpanzee name for Pan troglodytes. Chimpanzees are our closest living relatives. So close that we share 98% of our genes with them. Some may even claim that they're our cousins. Like humans, they also portray traits like empathy, respect, and compassion. On average, chimps have a lifespan of 33 to 40 years in the wild and up to 50 to 60 years in captivity, with proper access to healthcare and food. Chimpanzees have robust physiques with long arms and short legs. They're normally covered in dark brown or black hair except for their faces, ears, palms, and soles, which are hairless. The average adult has an average height of around 3.5 to 4 feet when standing with an average weight between 40 to 70 kilograms. Males and females have the same features with the exception of size, obviously. Chimps are only found in Africa and inhabit a variety of environments from dense tropical rainforests to savannas and woodlands. They prefer areas with tree varieties for feeding and nesting. Chimps are very social and live in large complex groups called communities, which exist within a hierarch hierarchical structure. Like humans, chimpanzees also have opposable thumbs, are capable of walking on two legs, and are known to be very sociable. Chimpanzees are social animals that live in groups known as communities where they respect their elders, help the young, and provide for the group. The males protect and provide for the females, elderly, and children by hunting and searching for food while protecting their group. There is somewhat of a hierarchy when it comes to groups of chimpanzees, where males would fight over power or leadership. In general, their communities range from 20 to even 200 chimpanzees, which was the largest group ever discovered. Within these communities, smaller subgroups are formed which vary in composition and can break off over time. Chimps don't follow a migration pattern, but will move and expand territory based on food availability. Chimpanzees are omnivores, with their diet consisting mostly of fruit, leaves, flowers, seeds, bark, and insects. They have also been known to hunt and eat smaller mammals, which include other primates, making them one of the few primates to regularly consume meat. The chimpanzees' largest threat, though, are us humans who encroach on their habitat through deforestation, agriculture, and infrastructure development. Chimps are also hunted for bushmeat and are at risk from diseases transmitted by humans like Ebola and other respiratory infections. Chimpanzees compete with neighboring communities and other primates like baboons and monkeys for territory, food, and resources. They also face competition from other animals like birds and forest-dwelling ungulates over food, resources, and nesting sites. Other than that, I do have a presentation to show with regards to more information about chimpanzees. So as can be seen here, chimpanzees, a little to reiterate, chimpanzees and humans share 98% of our genetic DNA. Numbers do vary. Some researches like this says that chimpanzees can live up to 82 years in captivity and 33 years in the wild. Some new information, chimpanzees can make around 30 different vocalizations to communicate, and they also live in fission fusion societies and communities. To expand more on physical features, their arms do extend beyond the knees with opposable thumbs. They have bare skin on the face, ears, palms, and soles of the feet. Their body is covered with brown to black hair, not fur. And this is almost similar to human hair, not the fur that dogs have or other animals. In terms of weight, down here, for weight, for males, it's ranging from 40 to 60 kilograms, and for females, it's 32 to 47 kilograms. Population size, there are only 200,000 more chimpanzees in the wild, with 1,450 chimpanzees in captivity. In terms of diet, to go more in specifics, main foods are fruits, leaves, vegetables, nuts, and insects. Occasionally, they would feed on meat, eggs, soil, sometimes, and even other primates. Predators include us humans, but in addition to that, lions and leopards. For prey, some chimpanzees do prey on primates, birds, reptiles, and invertebrates. In terms of where do they live, just a little bit more information. Aside from woodlands and grasslands, they're found in forests in Central Africa. They are very highly adaptable species that can inhabit different habitats, such as swamp forests, places with altitudes of 3,000 meters, dry savanna, and less densely vegetated forests. But even with that, they are vulnerable to deforestation, droughts, and natural disasters. And that's going to conclude my presentation on chimpanzees.
Hi, my name is Zane Command, and this is my presentation on the Amazon tropical rainforest's squirrel monkey. Another name for the squirrel monkey is the Saimiri, also known as the American squirrel monkey. They have a lifespan of about 20 years in the wild and about 30 years in captivity. Their physical features include their body of about 12 inches long, and they have a 16-inch tail. Squirrel monkeys feature a short gray coat with yellow legs, as you can see in the image here. Can't really see the tail, but it is pretty long, 16 inches. Squirrel monkeys often have dark snouts and eyes, as you can see in the image here, and fluffy ears. They weigh about 0.625 to 1.25 kilograms. All right, let's keep going. As for the habitat, squirrel monkeys favor tropical rainforests. They typically inhabit the middle levels of the forest, but occasionally they are found on the ground or in the upper canopy. Squirrel monkeys usually live in large troops of about 40 to 50 monkeys, and their diet consists of mainly fruit and insects. Within their habitat, Squirrel monkeys are responsible for controlling insect population and spreading seeds for other animals and plants. Okay, let's keep going here. As far as reproduction, squirrel monkeys practice a polygamous mating system, which basically means individual male monkeys go out and reproduce with multiple female monkeys. It is common for groups of males to chase and grab a female, holding her down to inspect her genitalia to determine sexual receptivity. Female monkeys prefer the sexually mature males that gain the most weight prior to breeding season. Squirrel monkeys are seasonal breeders, usually mating between September and November. Their once-a-year breeding habits make them vulnerable to extinction, and male squirrel monkeys mature at around 4 years of age, while females mature at about 2.5 years of age. Okay, let's keep going here. Here's some fun facts about squirrel monkeys. Squirrel monkeys are highly social animals. Typically, they come together in large groups while occasionally reaching a size of 500 monkeys. During the day, they will feed separately in small splits, while at night, all these subsets assemble together as one big band with an overall population reaching as high as 500 members. So they split up during the day to find food, and then to sleep, they come together and their population can reach as high as 500 members. Although they have long tails that help them maintain balance, these monkeys never use their tails to hold objects or climb. Mainly, their squirrel monkeys' tails are strictly used for balance and support. Known for their black and white facial markings on their face, many people refer to them as death head monkeys due to their skull-like features. Squirrel monkeys are omnivores. They eat fruits, insects, and other small animals. Their keenness of vision helps them see food while on the move, and their quick reflexes enable them to catch insects as well as any other prey in the form of anything moving fast enough within striking distance. In the wild, they can live for about 15 to 20 years, like I did mention earlier, but in captivity, this lifespan can extend to about 30 years. And this is because these animals have low levels of sexual maturity, which means they cannot produce offspring efficiently. Central and South American tropical forests are preferred by squirrel monkeys. You can find them, like I said, in the middle of these forests and the top because they want to stay away from predators. And other areas where these primates are found include locations close to water, such as rivers and lakes. Squirrel monkeys are one of the most intelligent primates because they have the largest ratio of brains when compared with other monkeys. Compared with their body sizes, unlike any other types of monkeys. Squirrel monkeys communicate using a variety of vocalizations, each serving different purposes, such as signaling danger or coordinating movement. While some species are kept as pets, squirrel monkeys are also used in biomedical research due to their psychological similarities to humans. This has implications for their conservation as it affects their populations in the wild. And squirrel monkeys also have a unique way of marking their territory and creating paths by urinating on their hands and feet. Basically, what this does is leaves a scent of trail on the branches as they move, which helps group members follow each other through forests. if you can imagine, about 500 group members might be difficult to keep them all together. That's why they did come together and create these interesting vocalizations to keep them together. In conclusion, squirrel monkeys are very intelligent and social creatures that live in primary tropical rainforests. Their interesting communication and behavior sets them apart from similar monkeys. Overall, they play a crucial role in their ecosystem by balancing out insect population, distributing seeds, and serving as a food source for other animals, such as the jaguar, for example. Thank you very much, and this is all for squirrel monkeys.